Hey lovelies, it's Heather. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot another video tonight because I can't really decide how to go about what I want to do or if I even want to do anything. Um, okay, so for starters, if you're around the same age as me and if you ever watched MTV growing up and you just I don't know, you watched MTV or VH1 or anything like that, there was this movie called Empire Records. And in the movie, there's this one girl, this one character, that at one point in time, she, ends up shaving her head. And I used to tell people all the time when I was a little girl and I watched that movie, I was like, I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I want to do that. I want to see what it's like to have my head shaved. Also, I wanted to get dreadlocks. Also, I wanted to dye my hair black and keep it black. But my sister kind of stole that from me, so I've kind of said, fuck it. I dyed my hair black once. It was jet black. And my sister made fun of me and told me that I needed to dye my eyebrows black to match it, but then that I'd still look funny because my eyelashes were a dark brown and they weren't black, and so I'd still look funny, and she was just very fucking hateful about it. My hair, typically when it's dried, it's like this mousy type brown color. I like it. I've got used to it. I've accepted it as my hair color. But whenever I take a shower, whenever I get my hair wet or anything, it's a dark brown. And so that's the reason I was like, I'll look fine with black hair. So I dyed my hair black once. And my sister tried to tell me to not dye it jet black. But I wanted to dye it jet black because my cousin Misty, her husband, he had jet black hair naturally. And I just remember loving his hair. And he had passed away at that time, and he'd been passed away for a long time, and so I kind of wanted to do it also in memory of him. But when I did, my sister and kind of my mom and my grandmother, because they're the leaders, it's like living in a fucking cult with dealing with my family, and so my sister was the one out of the gate basically to make fun of me and tell me that I looked like shit. So then from there on, my mom was just like very disapproving, very weird looking at me, all kinds of shit like that. Then also, my grandmother, if your hair's not long and if you're not skinny, then you're not pretty, basically. So, anyways, and she's going to let you know her opinion basically every day, especially if you live with her. If you wake up, that's the first thing you're going to get greeted with. I still don't understand why you dyed your hair. I still don't understand why you didn't cut your hair. I still don't understand why you're getting so fat, even if she's the one feeding you. Even if she could have drove and she would have been the one to drive you to the damn hair salon to get your hair cut or dyed. That's the type of crap, basically. So anyways, but I myself, sorry, for some reason here lately, whenever I say things, sometimes it's like I don't feel like I'm getting choked, but I just feel like a gulp of air kind of tries to go back down my throat when I'm not ready for it to, and I'm having a hard time talking. I don't know why. But anyways, also I used to want to try to have dreadlocks. My sister, she grew up, she became a cosmetologist. She used me as a guinea pig for a lot of her just crap that she would do or whatever. Shut up! Clarabelle, get away from the window. Hush. Go lay down. Go lay down. But anyways, so I used to want to have dreadlocks. Well then, what is it? Gone in 60 Seconds, I think, with Angelina Jolie and Nicolas Cage. I think that's right. I think that's the name of it. Or, let's see, Speed was the Bus with Keanu Reeves. Fuck, I don't know. But anyways, she had these fake-looking dreadlocks or whatever. These little, like, tiny, smaller version of a dreadlock and everything. I even watched a video on how they did her hair. Just all kinds of stuff. There was a lot of people that copied that wanted to do that, blah, blah, blah. I wanted my sister to do that for me, so that way I could see if I even liked that, so that way then if I liked that, then I could actually go into actual dreadlocks. Then my sister told me that I would have to have my head shaved whenever I wanted to change out of having dreadlocks, and I was like, well, that's fine, because I want to have my head shaved at some point in time. And I was like, before I'm 30, you know. I was like, honestly, before I'm, 21, if I could. But my life has just never been favorable like that because of the criticisms of my own fucking family, much less the people outside. And the people outside, because apparently I live in a shithole of a state, so don't come to Georgia, okay? Like, literally, because everybody's an asshole. And they're judgmental, and they think that their opinion is law. So just don't. Just get the fuck out of here. If you gotta drive through, hurry and get the fuck out. Like, that's the way that I feel right about now. Because granted, I've lived in the same area. I live in North Georgia. I've lived in the same area my whole fucking life. But all the people that I know here, they're all judgmental assholes. And they all have to give you their opinion and all this other kinds of shit. So I just fucking hate it. But anyway, so my sister, of course, wouldn't do that for me. Just like, of course, she wouldn't do anything that I asked her to. And, of course, the one time that I did, like, trust her to cut my hair, like, really, really was, like, full 100% trust her to cut my hair. I asked her to cut my hair in layers. She was with her boyfriend. She fucked my hair up on purpose. Her boyfriend seen her do it to me. And then she's like, okay, I'm done. And, like, literally one side was, like, 1.5 inches shorter than the other side. And I was like, this ain't right. This ain't right. And I just kept on running my hands through each layer. This ain't right. This ain't right. This side's shorter. This side's that. Blah, blah, blah. This side, that side, And she just kind of stood there, basically popping gum, if you will, or whatever, like with an attitude. She just stood there. And she's like, well, it's fine. And I know how to cut hair. And so you're fine. And so, yeah, And her boyfriend's like, it's 1.5 inches longer on this whole entire side over here. On every single layer. And she's like, and she actually got mad and kind of like stomped off, and he had to fix my hair for me. Then, one time when I was younger, I got tired of my hair. So I took the damn dog's clippers and put a guard on it, and I went over my head and cut my hair. And then my mom came in, my dad came in, and I think this was the year else. I don't know if this was like a year or two before Britney Spears shaved her head or a year or two after or something like that. I think it was after, but maybe it was before. I can't remember. But anyways, my mom was like to my sister, she's like, you have to fix her hair. And I was like, no, I like my hair just the way it is. It's fine. It's the same length everywhere. I went over it with a damn guard, and she's like, it looks like shit. Like, my mom was like, it looks like shit. And I was like, it's all the same length. I was like, I get that, it's like 2 inches all over my head or whatever, or 1.5 inches or whatever, or maybe actually it's probably about 3 inches. I was like, but I'm fine with it. I like it. And my mom was like, no. And then my sister's like, well, kind of trying to be nice. I don't know. She's weird. And she's like, well, here, let me fix this at least. And so I was like, fine, just fix the back how you want to. So she faded my back, like the back of my hair, up to where, it was blended in and all that with the top. And then, when I was younger, okay, that's what it was. When I was real young, because there's 2 times that I've had my hair really short in my life. Once was after my daughter was born. So I think that's the time that Britney Spears, and I think that's the time that I shaved my head. And then after that, like, we kind of got close or something. Like, I don't know what the deal was. Like, me and my sister kind of hung out, and she was kind of nice to me. Yeah, it was that time. Because that's what it was. Her boyfriend broke up with her. Okay. And so she was nice to me. Because now she can be nice to me because she's not being nice to some dude. But anyways, and that's the reason I was lucky enough to get her to dye my hair jet black. Even though she made fun of me for it. But anyways, so that was an okay time. That was an okay experience. I wasn't completely satisfied with my hair, but whatever. But when I was younger and I was like in 6th grade, I asked her to cut my hair really short. And I told her that I wanted it an inch, like I wanted it an inch, And then I showed her a picture, and I think I showed her a picture of like Halle Berry. And like Halle Berry when her hair was like, not when it was like short and shaven and like, real close, real tight to her head, if you will, or whatever, because I understand that she's a mixed, like she's African American and all that and everything. But anyways, where her hair is probably about 3 inches in the front, I guess you'd say, and it's like faded back, and it's a woman's haircut, and it's not just a haircut that I've seen on Halle Berry, it's a haircut that I've seen on white people, and like, I'd tell my sister, I'd be like, do my hair like that, and my sister would just smart off to me and be like, I can't do it like that because she's black, and you're not black, and I'm like, what the fuck, But anyway, so she claimed she couldn't cut my hair anything like the style, which is basically, I think it's considered, well, hell, most of the time, any short haircut to a degree is considered a pixie. But anyways, so she wouldn't do that for me. And then, so I ended up literally with my hair way shorter, like way, way shorter than what I wanted it, than what I realized. And she's like, oh, well, that you were talking about, that's actually 3 inches. And you told me an inch, so I did an inch. And so that's the reason you look like you're bald. Like, she kept telling me that I looked like I was bald. And I'm in 6th grade. Like, 6th or 7th grade. Then I went to school and I got teased by everybody. Like, literally everybody. Nobody liked it. Everybody was shocked. Like me, when I first had it done, before I kind of looked in the mirror and realized that my sister didn't come nowhere near to what I was asking her, But even after that, I accepted that I had put too much trust in her hands, so I accepted my haircut anyways. So that whole weekend, I was like ecstatic. I was like, man, I fucking love this. Man, my fucking hair's cut. Man, I feel fucking wonderful. I have this weight off of my neck, off of my head. I just feel great. I feel this, I feel that. And I went into school, and man, I just got so fucking teased and so fucking bullied, and it was just ridiculous as shit. So anyways, basically, I'm sitting here right now, and I've even had this conversation with my daughter and stuff like this about getting my hair cut and about my haircut being short, and even about shaving my head, and about how, like people that have people in their family that have cancer, and they shave their head in support of them and so on and so forth. And my kid's like, yeah, I would do that, well, my aunt actually does have cancer. Then 2 of my cousins, or one of them, I think, one of them has lupus. And then his dad had lupus, and even though that's not exactly what he died from, that was part of what caused him anyways. So that was just a shitty part of his life. And so and then just because I just wanted to, I always was like, yeah, I'm going to shave my fucking head, but I never have. And I never have because the criticisms of my damn family and the way that they treat me like shit. Well, they done treat me like shit any fucking ways. But the thing is they treat me even worse, like shit, even worse, when I go outside of the little box that they have me in, of course, which is, for this instance, for this topic, is I'm supposed to have long hair because I'm a girl, because I'm a female, and because I'm prettier that way, and I'm ugly when I don't have hair. So basically I'm getting told that if I ever have cancer and I lose all my hair, have to do chemo and lose all my hair, or, for any other reason or some shit like that, that basically I'm done gonna be ugly. So if I get in a fucking car wreck, and, they have to, like, shave my whole entire goddamn head to do, like, fucking brain surgery on me or something, then when I wake up, if I can even remember, which, even if I can't, they're gonna remind me, they're gonna come into the hospital, and a week into the hospital, and a week into being there, be like, God, you're one ugly bitch, basically. So, yeah, it's that shitty. And so I'm sitting here and I was thinking about stuff, and I was talking in my previous video about like desires and about how I've always denied myself. I've always denied myself the simplest desires to a degree that I've actually wanted, and I've actually replaced them with falsified desires that are in the box of the norm that my family and society puts me in. And I thought, how many times in my life could I have been happy with just a fucking haircut or getting my hair dyed, or, you know, if I would have had my license when I was younger, driving somewhere, but instead I've replaced that with unhealthy eating, you know. I've replaced that with, well, I can't do anything about what I want to do, so, you know, let me go grab another piece of fucking cake, you know, or whatever, and shit like that. So basically, I'm sitting here right now, and while I do like my hair, while I have been growing my hair out, while I do like it sometimes, I also hate it sometimes. And literally, I went and took a bath, and I was in the tub, and I was like, I'm just going to cut all my fucking hair off and shave my head and not tell nobody. And then I thought, if I do that, they're going to have me locked up. They're going to say the same shit that they did before. They're going to be like, oh, here goes Heather pulling another Britney Spears again, but all because I got my hair cut short. The people that I went to school with, they called me Michael Jackson, okay? And it was not in a nice or kind way whenever I had my hair cut short. It was because I was always very outspoken, and I was always speaking about my little cousins, who now I guess they hate me just as much as everybody else does. But I was always talking about them because they were my boys. Like, and then whenever my the little cousin came along that was a girl, you know. But anyways, I was always talking about them because I loved those babies to death as if they were my own. And so people started throwing off on me and calling me perverted just because I would talk about my cousins. And people, you know, people be like we'd be walking down the hall to go to the fucking, be in line to go to the fucking cafeteria or some shit. And one of my friends would be like, so what'd you do this weekend? And I'd be like, oh man, I went and seen my little cousins, and they were so cute, and they were climbing on me, and I tickled them, and I did this, and I, you know, and da 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 da. And then, you know, this happened, and we watched TV, and we played a game, and then we did this, you know. And I was just like so excited about it or whatever. And all these people around me, you know, would hear my loud ass mouth. And I'm sorry, you know, but I'm Southern, and that's the way that I just learned to fucking talk, and that's who I am, you know. And it's very hard for me to refrain from that passionate, vibrant side of me, because I don't have to hold in so much of who I am all the fucking time to a damn degree. And so anyways, they'd make fun of me, and they'd call me Michael Jackson, and they'd pretty much say that I was a pervert, and that I wanted to fuck kids, or that if I didn't want to fuck kids, that that my little cousins were my kids, and that I had got fucked, you know, and I had sex, and, you know, and all this. And here I am, like in 6th and 7th grade, like it was mind-boggling, you know, and it was just hell, and I just cried all the fucking time, basically. And I remember this one guy, though, one time, he said it to me, and I'd had my fill, and he was like one of the most popular guys in school at the time, or whatever. And I think I tripped him, or I pushed him, or I shoved him, or maybe I just chased after him and he tripped. Either way, I remember him laying down, and he's facing me. So he was else running backwards or something, or I don't know, I tripped him or something, or I pushed him. And he fell on the steps, and I drawed back my hand, you know, and my fist, and I was going to, oh, holy shit, I was going to so bad. And this other guy that I actually liked quite a bit, and I don't know, like, he's an asshole, I guess, like, I don't know, like, because I haven't seen him, spoken to him or anything, and it's always been weird. And me and him almost kissed one time in high school, and that's when I was dating my kid's dad, and that was before I got pregnant. or it might have been right when I was pregnant, but I guess that would be shameful for him to, admit that he almost kissed me. And I actually seen him, like 2 years ago, I think, maybe. And I seen him where I was working, and I dipped his plate for him, or his food, or whatever, and handed it to him. And I remember the way that he said thank you to me. Like, I literally wanted to cry. So bad. But the thing is, too, is, so anyways, this guy or whatever, he grabbed my arm, or my, like, he touched me, like, I think he grabbed my arm, or else he put his hand over my fist or something. I don't know what he did. Or he tapped my shoulder, and he's like, Heather, don't. He's like, don't do it. And so I didn't. I stopped. But anyways, another thing, too, is his sister is friends with my sister, and apparently I'm supposed to be some type of moron that I don't know that, or whatever. But I remember meeting his sister. I remember, or it might be his cousin, but I'm almost certain that it's his sister. And, like, his sister, like, I remember thinking, wow, what is a good person like you doing friends with my sister? Like, my sister's not as nice of a person as you are. But anyways, so it's just been a bunch of shit, basically. But, so anyways, I'm sitting here right now and I'm debating on what the fuck to do about my hair, if anything. And I'm going to hurry up and end this because I don't want to lose this video. And I know I said that I'd probably wait till tomorrow to shoot another one or whatever, but I couldn't help myself. Because I just want somebody to talk to, and I don't have anybody to talk to. So, there you go. Or nobody that I even trust, I guess. And so if I end up shaving my head and then, like, you never hear from me again, or if you just never hear from me again after this video, because it'd be because I shaved my head and then my parents had me locked up and, like, put in the fucking hospital because that means I'm insane, which I don't think it does, and I don't know. But I might shave my head, I might cut my hair and just have it short, or I might just leave it alone and let it keep growing, or I might just trim it, or I might cut half of it off, or I might not, I might not do anything. But there you go, there's something to debate and think about. If you're lost in your own bullshit of life, you can worry about something as simplistic as that in mine, even though it's not really that simplistic, but anyways, so I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Take care, and I'll catch you later. Bye.